I'm Coach Adriel, and this is my lovely wife, Sarah.
I've been working with Adriel to build an app this year, and one of the things that I've done is built a beta version for him to be recording on a website so he can use and try out these different games that he's designed. And so he has used up all the storage space for 2024. We've already had to remove all the data and all the things that he's done in terms of the games he played in 2023. We started again in 2024, and he's already filled it up again. And so before we empty it out again, we wanted to show you some of the stats and the different things that he can analyze on his own game by using the app.
Click the link below. There's a spreadsheet that I created that has all of my games. You will also be put on an email list, so as soon as the app is ready to go and to be downloaded, you'll be notified immediately. The actual app is not going to have any of these issues that we have now. This is the beta version.
Don't say that we have issues.
They just talked about the storage issue.
Oh.
The version that you're going to download is not going to have any storage issues. It's not going to have any issues at all. But the point of this video is so you can see just a snippet of the stats that you're going to be able to get. And when you get those stats, then you can improve your game accordingly. The app's also going to have suggestions on what you should do based on the stats that you've collected.
Okay, so let's dive in and let's look at the stats. So here we are in Adriel's dashboard. And Adriel, take it away. Tell them what all these different things are.
All right, so over here is Deca. It's classic Deca, but I added a twist. If you get 9 points or 10 points, that means you missed one bag for a 4-bagger. So I deemed if you're missing the first bag, the middle bags, or the last bags, very important. So if you over here, you can see all of the games that I've played. So this one's a PPR of an 8-7. This is a PPR of a 9-8. And it fluctuates up and down. This is every game individually. The downloadable version, when it's available, it will have PPR over the board, PPR away from the board, 4-bagger percentage, a whole bunch of stats. But the biggest point of the Deca is every time you scored a 9 or a 10, it then asks you if you missed the first bag, the middle bags, or the last bags. And what the goal is the first bags and last bags to be at exactly 25%, and the middle bags, the miss rate, be at 50%. That means you're missing each bag equally. So right now, I'm missing the first bag and the last bag a little under 25%, and I'm missing the middle bags a little bit higher. These percentages are so close to 25 and 50, I would say that the miss rate is pretty identical. So once the miss rates are pretty identical, you don't have to hone in. Let's say my miss rate for the last bag was at 30%. I would go, okay, we need to concentrate on the last bag. What are you doing differently with the last bag? What's the mindset? What are you thinking? How are you holding the bags? We can get into a whole bunch of details on what to do to fix the last bag.
If that was at 70%.
The miss rate of the last bag was 70%. That would actually be excellent news. I would just concentrate all efforts on the last bag, and if you turn the last bag from 70 to even 35%, your PPR would go up by 2 full points like that by fixing the last bag. Let's say my middle bag, so this would be the middle bag percentage, it's 51, it's so close to 50. My miss percent is equal among all the bags, but let's say my middle bag miss rate was at 60%. That would be a big issue. Missing the middle bags means it's a concentration / boredom in the middle of the rounds. But right now, it's all equal. The goal would be to just lower my 9s and 10s and get more 4-baggers. And I don't have the stats here, but I think my 4-bagger is at around 15%. That really needs to be boosted up to 25%. but I need to work on all the misses, not just a singular one. Let's go to airmails on the right-hand side. This is 4 airmails, so 10 rounds, 4 airmails down, 4 airmails back, and this gets our percentage. First one I got at 42.5, then the 27.5, and so on. And we take the average of all the airmails, and I'm at 37.5%. Not where I'd like it to be, but it's pretty good. If you don't know, there's the 33.33% rule. So once you get to 33.33 or higher in airmails, you've got a chance of airmailing it for 3 or boarding it for 1. And it makes sense. There's a blocking bag 3 inches from the hole. Airmail in for 3, board it for 1. Once you get above 33%, you always go for the airmail. And the reason for that is, let's say you're at 100% board rate and 33% airmail rate. 33% times 3 is 100 points. Board it for 1. 1 times 100% is 100 points. You get equal amount of points if you go for the airmail or for boarding it. For that situation, you always airmail it. But 37.5, you should always go for the airmail.
Okay. Well, what if it's the very end of the game, though?
If you can win the game for an airmail, you always go for the win. Ghost 7 blocking bag. This is a really cool game. My friend Chauncey introduced it to me. If you're a high-end player, this game gets real game feel. What I've been doing is I take a dozer, which has a slow side of a 2. I put that in a V shape. The tip of the bag is touching the hole. Best block possible. At the beginning of the round, Ghost has 7 points. If you push the bag in, Ghost gets 9 points. And if you somehow push a bag all the way off the board, Ghost gets 6 points. The way I'm playing this game is I've got to push the opponent bag into the hole. So Ghost pretty much always gets 9 points. So goal is to push both of them in and then get a 4-bagger. And first game, I got an 8-6, then an 8, a 7-6. This one I almost won, got an 8-8, but ended up losing. So I've played it 7 times, I've lost 7 times. But it's an excellent game to get you game situation feel, get you the nerves going, get you everything going, and you're playing by yourself.
Okay, great. This has been great to go over all the data and learn more about Adriel's philosophy on the data that I've been building out. I've had fun geeking out, and if you are a data geek, definitely download the practice guide and get our updates when the practice app is released on iOS and Android, hopefully in the next several weeks.
If you got value from this, please subscribe.